What's up, everyone? It's Gabby Trades and welcome back to the channel. Well, we have a major week ahead and we not only have the end of the month, we have so many catalysts aligned just days before, and actually the last day of the month is where things are getting really tricky. Now, before we jump in, you guys, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you're new here, welcome, and hit the bell so you always get notified when I'm live here with you, giving you the best latest price breakdown. Now, remember, we had those imposed steep tariffs, right? That was a threat between the US and the EU. We had them exceeding like 50%, but thankfully, last week we had good news that the deal is now set for 15% on most of the European goods. Now, this helped really avoiding like a looming trade war, and stocks really like that. NASDAQ rallied, S&P 500 rallied, everything was looking fine. However, this month things are getting a little bit trickier. As we come to the end of the month, I'm going to share with you guys what I found. Now, we have a major appeal case that is scheduled for 31st of July. So that case directly challenges the power of the president to impose broad tariffs under the IEEPA. Now, if the appeal court or the Supreme Court rules against the administration previously signed trade deals, now including all of those deals that we had Japan, we had Europe, we were very happy about it, but this could be legally invalidated in case this goes on. Now, so all of these immediate reliefs and the clarity supported current valuation, but you know, the court disruptions that are coming could reintroduce a huge volatility and massive risk for us. So I want you guys to be paying close attention to this. I will be as well this week and we'll be updating you, but that's one thing that I found out. How are you guys doing? Say hi in the chat. Good morning, Crypto Love, Dottie, Martian Earthling, Double Around. Oh, some new people here. Jantine is here as well. Good morning, MB, Sanimir. How is everyone doing? All right, cool. Let me just move my screens here around and we continue to the next thing that I found out. Well, you know the Buffett's favorite economic indicator, which is basically market cap to GDP. It's known as the Buffett's indicator, and that indicator recently topped 212% at its highest level ever, you guys. Now, Buffett has always cautioned that we need to look at this indicator, and any levels above 200% are pretty much playing with fire, quoting him. Now, Berkshire Hathaway is currently sitting on record $348 billion in cash and has been constantly selling more stocks than it was buying during the recent quarter. Now, in my opinion, that is signaling caution because legends like Buffett, right, holding back capital where valuations are hitting extreme levels, to me, this is raising like a red flag, suggesting that even if markets are continuing up, returns might be in a way muted, if you will, or it could be volatile. Now, you guys, moving on to probably what's even more important is all the news that we have coming this week. We're packed with news. And on top of the news, by the way, we also have earnings. Remember, earnings season. Now, we have big tech earnings like Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, Apple. It's going to be insane. And we also have FOMC meeting coming up with Fed Chairman Jeremy Powell. We have the jobs report, inflation data. This could be crazy, but we're going to review it over here one by one, starting with what do we have here on Monday, JOLTS opening, right? So we have the expectations for 7.49 million. Previous was 7.77 million angel numbers. Now, what does that mean besides the angel numbers? Well, it pretty much is going to show us how many jobs openings are out there right now. And a lower number obviously is going to suggest weakening labor market demand, right? And then, obviously the impact on us could be as following. Now, if we get a slower job market, then most likely we're going to be looking at rate cuts, right? Or at least consider it, which will be bearish for the dollar. And that if we have more openings, it's going to mean strong labor markets, and it's going to be, bullish for the dollar. Now, moving on, what is that over here? Oops, sorry, moved it. So then moving on, we have the ADP non-farm employment change. Now, that is going to be the private payroll estimates ahead of the NFP, which is coming on Friday. Now, that is going to show us the jobs creation in the private sector. Now, in terms of impact, of course, higher than expected is going to be good, and lower is going to be bearish for the dollar, right? Then we have the advanced GDP. Now, this is important, right? 2.4 is the estimate. Now, this is honestly the most impactful estimate of the US economic growth of Q2. Right. So obviously, if we have strong GDP, is going to be bullish for the dollar. And if we have a negative GDP, is going to be meaning that it's bearish. And then, of course, after that, we have the Fed that is going to give us the new rates if we're going to have any changes. But for now, the forecast is that we're going to get no changes. We're going to sit at 4.5. Now, that is going to mean that the only thing we're looking for really is surprise in tone, right? We're going to be looking at the tone of the Fed instead of the rate itself. Obviously at the FOMC press conference. So he's going to explain, he's going to give his reasoning, and we're going to look for his language, right? We're going to look for data dependent stuff, higher for longer and things like that, or he is ready to cut type of thing. Now, a hawkish tone obviously is going to be bullish, and dovish potentially, bearish for the dollar. Now, so many news this week. The PCE, right? PCE. Now, this is the Fed's preferred inflation gauge. Now, the core PCE is going to exclude food and energy. This is important. So yeah, if we have higher PCE, that means that inflation is not going to be that great. And if we have lower PCE, that means that inflation is easing. All of this important. And then we have employment costs, ECI. So that is going to measure the wage growth and the costs of the employers. So rising is going to be meaning that there is some sort of wage inflation around, and then slower is going to be a relief pretty much for the Feds. And then, of course, we're coming to unemployment claims. Now we have forecast over here for 222, a previous 217. Now, what does that mean, right? We have the weekly jobless claims. Now, we're expert by now on this. Higher claims, it's going to mean that the job market is, the labor market is weak. And then if we have lower claims, it's going to be strong for the labor market. Still waking up around here. So much going on. It's insane. And then we have Friday, average hourly earnings. Now, this is going to show wage inflation. So how much workers are actually getting paid. So high wages maybe could be seen as an inflation risk, but lower wages would mean, in a way, disinflation. And then, of course, very, very important, we're having here the non-farm employment change. Now, this is going to be the biggest US jobs report because it's going to measure jobs that are excluding farming in the US. So if we have a strong number, that is economic strength. And if we have weak that is going to mean that the Fed is going to be pressure to ease. And then unemployment rate, total unemployment in their labor force. And then we have ISM manufacturing PMI. So that is going to mean we have forecast for 49.5 and previous 49. So this is pretty much a survey of manufacturers. Now, same thing, below 50 is going to mean contraction and above 50 is going to mean expansion. Right? And if we get a stronger PMI, that is going to mean that the manufacturing is rebounding and is going to be bullish for the dollar. And if we get a lower PMI, that is going to mean continuous slow down. Woo! Wasn't that hefty? So hefty. Oh my Lord. Yes, this week is going to be crazy. Yes, flying hamster, correct. Hello everyone. Hi Diamond Eyes. You guys, let me know, how are you feeling this morning? Are you ready for the week? Because it's going to be major. We're going to be having a monthly close here. And to be fair, I haven't had a crazy look at the markets. You know that I try to stay away over the weekend. So then we can come here fresh on Monday and decide for ourselves what is going on. All right. And by the way, you guys, if you haven't liked the video, go ahead and like it. In my opinion, we'll close at all-time highs. Yes, it's a massive possibility, of course. With so much volatility, it could actually lead to something. All right, cool. So Bitcoin, right? We swept the low over here. Pretty much a nice stab down here with this candle through the CME gap, which is what we were waiting for the last couple of weeks. Finally, it unfolded in front of our eyes. And then, of course, price rejected from here because the overall bias was that once price comes down, when it did, it had to go up, and that's exactly what happened. So I was happy to see that. And also we were prepared for the pullback, everyone that was with me. And you guys, again, if you're not part on Discord yet, make sure you come over here. Let me show you how to do that, because Sugar Cookie is not here with us anymore to send us links. So you guys, all you need to do is scroll down on the video over here, and then you can get the link on how to join Discord. And more importantly, you can get on the wait list for my strategy trading strategy course waitlist. You can get on it just by clicking over here. Really important. I've been working all weekend. Anytime that I have free, I am working on this for you guys, so then I can release something that can really help your trading right now. So I'd really appreciate if you guys sign up, at least to know that you are interested in that. Good morning, Miro. How is everyone? Let me know in the comments, in the chat box, you guys. How are you feeling for this week? So flying hamster, all-time highs. Let's see what everyone else thinks. Now, so of course, as it's Monday, and you guys know what I like to do on Monday, right? I like to see how Monday unfolds. I have a pet here, and that I'm pet sitting basically, and there's hairs everywhere in my mouth, in my eyes. It's a bit too much. Jantin is a little scared. Yes, me too, to be fair, but obviously we're gonna do whatever the charts are giving us. So for now, you guys know I'm waiting for Monday to unfold. One thing obviously that I don't like is that price is rejecting at the 0.5 of the range. But wait 1 second, we just opened the chart. We exited that range, so now we need to withdraw to redraw the range. Right? We need to expand the range a little bit to the new low that was created. Well, price pretty much broke here. We can see with the new range that we broke above the 0.5. That's good. So now we're creating some sort of like equal highs over here and trying to retrace. It's very important for me to wait to see how Monday unfolds, because I need to see the true week open, and I need to estimate what my bias overall is for this week. Because like it or not, price still bounced back very fast, and it's still in the range, right? It's still in the range. We haven't really seen a clear exit to the upside. But over here, if we look on the weekly, it looks good. And I'll tell you why. It looks good because we came here and with that sweep down in the CME gap, we took the previous weekly lows, right? So that's a good sign. Usually it's a very big liquidity. If you're looking at previous week lows, previous week highs, previous daily highs and lows, stuff like that. I'm only explaining that because I've been busy creating these things for the course for you guys. So anyway, these are important liquidation points, right? And once you go through the course and you do all of the practicing, all of the back testing yourself, you will quickly understand how important are these highs and lows usually. So yeah, we took the previous week low, and then usually now, if everything is fine, if this week corrects in a nice way, we indeed could see new all-time highs over here above this previous weekly high, if everything works out nicely and in plan. The monthly is printing quite interesting as well. Over here, we've already pulled back a little bit on the monthly, right? We've already pulled back a little bit on the monthly. So it is a possibility that we could definitely be heading a little bit up, maybe making a new high and then retracing back to create the wick after we've created the high of the previous month, and then we could retrace to create a wick, right? Because we've discussed before how candles are formed, and that most likely than not, they do have wicks on each side of them of some size, whatever. So yeah, the good thing over here is like if I look on the 4-hour time frame, what I like to see is that we've had some sort of a nice recovery over here with a little bit of strength. We have created some fair value gaps over here on the way up, which is very, very good. We've inverted a very massive drop to the downside. So this in a way could also be considered as a V-shaped recovery down here. You could consider that because you can see how violent the move was to the downside, and then price quickly recovered here to the upside, as you can see, creating 2 wicks down here on the 12-hour time frame. So yes, you might be considering that as some sort of a V-shaped recovery. And then if you draw it from the high to the low, then you could definitely expect for price to, be playing around over here and maybe retrace as deep as 117.1. So 1017 100 for Bitcoin. That could be the case over here, but it's all going to depend on how the price is developing right now, because we had the daily open over here created at the beginning of the day, and we're trading below it right now. So let's see how the day is going to open, because essentially I'd like to see today opening a bit higher, right? I wouldn't like for the true week open to be down here. I would prefer for the true week open to be higher, right? And if it's lower, then I would potentially assume that, if we do something like that, then I'll potentially assume some of like this scenario again, right? So we're going to get a low, then open the true week, then we're going to get high, and then we're going to get a low again. Now, this is going to be a bit of a play down here if that happens. But again, all you need to concern yourselves for now, not knowing the way that I trade and how I use these confluences, is of course the range that I've been teaching you guys for free for so long. So it's going to be pretty much a no-brainer. If price drops down to the 0.236 over here, this is a buy zone down here as per the strategy. Doesn't mean that you have to go ahead and buy. You guys do you, but this is my strategy. That's what I do down here at the 0.236 with expectations for price to at least reach 118 and then potentially reach 121 over here. So yeah, that's pretty much for Bitcoin. Anything else, it's going to be pretty much like trying to predict like we're some sort of like witches or something, which we're not. We're looking at technical analysis. Price is holding steady, and Ethereum is looking good today. But again, let's not forget where Ethereum is right now, right? This is what we said last week. We expected for the drop here over here, right? Because we were in a supply zone, whatever, and then price confirmed that we're going to trade at least to the daily support down here on Ethereum, which is exactly what happened. And then price bounced back, which is again what we expected. But then we said as soon as price reaches, Gentine, mostly we have 3 lows. I'm not sure what you mean by that, sweetheart. Let me know. But yeah, then we expected that price is going to have some sort of reaction at the 0.786. Why? Because this is an area that Ethereum has been rejecting for many times before, and we didn't really reach that area yet, right? Where is my... No? How can I delete this little thing over here like that? So yeah, we said that even though price dropped to the daily support, we still didn't reach the 0.786, and now it seems that we've reached it. So this is a very intense zone as we're looking at it right now. Let's open here the fair value gaps and see what we have. Well, the first thing I can notice is here on a daily, right here on a daily, essentially this is going to be sort of a buy zone right now over here, because we had a break of structure to the upside. So we're gonna go ahead and mark this as a buy zone. So you know, we would be hoping that Ethereum, right, even if it retraces down here, it should be bullish. So for now, overall, my bias is bullish, right? I want to see this week potentially retracing now at the beginning, you know, Monday, create some Monday lows over here, and then expand a little bit higher to go ahead and finally take these 2 lows over here. And that's for ETH specifically up here. These 2 lows, I think, would be an easy target for ETH. So probably breaking to $4,000 this week, absolutely possible, and it's going to be really nice to see, but it's not going to be completely out of the waters yet. Because if we go here, let's pull again the indicators on a daily time frame, see what we have. Well, essentially, yes, it is a zone of a pullback, because over here we have an unmitigated sell zone, right? Unmitigated sell zone. What does that mean? Well, that means that price has left a zone over here, and unmitigated means that we haven't traded before into it. This is the first time that we're tapping into that sell zone right now. So essentially, when you're looking at this, you have a buy setup, you have a sell setup. So it's really up to you guys how you take this, but in my opinion, I need to wait for Monday to unfold for me to make a little bit more decisions on the coming week. Let's see what Jaku is saying. Don't lie to me this time. Everyone rug pulled with taking profits after crypto week. Is this happening again, or upside for real? When did I lie to you, Jotu? Oh my god, you guys, why is this happening? I've been giving you guys all the zones for buys and sells. When did I ever lie to you? That is just so funny. Anyway, someone needs to have, I don't know, their morning drink or whatever. Let's have a look at the futures over here. Oh, interesting. All right, interesting. Here we go. So we're currently in a gap. So probably that's what is going to indicate that you know, we're potentially going to get another drop over here to fill. No, that's in red. Let's mark it in yellow over here. So here we have another gap that's formed, a CME. So I think this is going to be filled sooner than later, rather sooner than later. Have faith in Gabby. You don't have to have faith. I've been showing you everything the way it is, and you can see it playing out. So I'm not sure why do you need faith. But anyway, so let's have a look at Solana real quick. Over here, because I haven't looked at Sol for a little bit. But yeah, obviously we had the sell zone, massive zone of basically resistance. All of this yellow block I've been trying to tell you, and I did warn you that this is going to be a potential zone that Solana is going to pull back from. And then we had a few sell zone, couple of buy zones down here. So the first one was over here, right? And we can see that price snapped to the second one and quickly rejected, and it closed two bodies above our zone of buy interest. So that is essentially bullish. But again, looking at Solana, same thing. Monday is going to be quite manipulating because the price is basically still adjusting, right, to the beginning of the week. And it's going to generate a lot of liquidity, and it's going to trap a lot of people right now. So essentially what you're seeing right here is, you know, a little sorry, that's a sell. Actually, let's mark it as that. So over here you have a mini sell for value gap on a daily time frame where price is reacting from. So just like with Bitcoin, just like with Ethereum, price is in between levels right now. So it's going to trap longs and is going to trap shorts at the same time. So for this reason is why I wait for Monday to develop to create a little bit of bias. And obviously this week we have so much news. Now a lot of the traders are looking at the news this week, and they're saying, I'm not going to be trading this week because it's going to be a huge risk for me. A lot of traders stay away from trading, but in our case right now, I think we should be embracing the volatility. But as you can see, we're starting the week. And by the way, also don't forget that when you have news like that, like so many and stacked like that, it is more likely than not that price is going to be bouncing from level to level in a range. So that's why I think this week the range theory model is going to come in very, very handy. Yes, you guys, smash the like button if you haven't. Let's see if I can do the magic trick over here. Yes, I did it this time. Awesome. Make sure to like and subscribe, you guys. All right, so that's what we're looking at here for Solana, same as Ethereum, just trading in between levels right now. But yeah, price should be strong. Again, Solana, let's just repeat real quick what we said. Now we want to see price not rejecting from the 200 level, to be honest. And over here we had like a nice daily close. Even though we rejected immediately, we did have a nice daily close above that zone. So to me, this is signaling some sort of strength here for Sol. Hello, Sammy. Yes, we're going to look at gold, Dodgy. Gold is very interesting as well, and this week is going to be crazy. So yeah, Sol is looking fine to me. I still think that the next target here is going to be 225, but you would really want for price to, you know, stop bouncing in between these two levels and then just break the you know, this area over here, which is around $202. You want price to start trading above that, essentially, to gain more and more confidence, you guys. Hello everyone. Now guys, like the video if you haven't, and also make sure to come down here on the video, click more under the description box, and then you can get on the trading strategy course waitlist. I've been working all weekend for you guys. You can join Discord as well down here, and you can get the trading indicators that I'm using. You guys know that that's pretty much everything I use for my trading. Make sure you do that. Okay, Dottie requested gold, and with a good reason, because this week is going to be important for gold as well. Now I know Dottie asked me last night to look on Discord, but I was so baked and cooked from like doing the course presentation, so I just didn't want to see charts at the moment. So basically gold right now on a daily time frame, we have a very strong liquidity down here. And to be honest, when I was looking at price last week on gold, and when I saw it rejecting like that over here, not taking this high over here, to me that was a red flag. So now I knew that there is a lot of liquidity that lies down here. I think it was on a lower time frame, if I'm not wrong. Was it the 1 hour? Yes, on a 1 hour time frame, I knew that we have this liquidity sitting just below the 0.5. So I was hoping for price to come further down, take that liquidity. But now, as we were moving, we even created further liquidity here on a daily time frame down here. Right, so gold is pretty much looking like it's going to get some liquidations before it comes up again. Now, to be fair with you guys, already the mitigation here from this price leg, right, when you're looking at this price leg over here, the buy was down here. The buy was down here, and it was very clear because we do have a pro FX trader that is funded, pro FX trader that is giving live sessions on Discord 3 times a week. So I'm literally looking at his model right now, and the people that are attending his lectures can also, I'm sure, very much see how this down here was a very, very clear buy on gold, and that was pretty much it. That was the buy. Then it was the using my model retest of the 0.5, another entry here to get long on gold. So those were the trades that we were chasing in the previous weeks. However, now last week we rejected very, very seriously, and knowing that we have this low liquidity and now we've created this, I am pretty much sure that gold is going to trap us a little bit and drain everyone, because everyone is max gold right now. You need to remember, everyone is max gold longs. So yeah, I think there is going to be a little bit of a flush down here. But newsflash, what I know, because I did look at silver, I'm very interested in silver, to be fair with you guys, and silver is now stronger than gold. So I think this week I'm going to be focusing on trading silver rather than gold for longs. I mean, so if I look for longs, I probably will be focusing on silver a little bit more. And if gold starts pulling back, silver is also going to pull back. But what I can tell you is that silver right now is showing a stronger structure than gold. So let's say we have a pullback right now on gold over here, and if gold starts pulling back, it's probably going to come down and take this daily liquidity, or even more, it's going to come to the daily support, retest the daily support that we have double confluence with. Why? Because it's also the 0.236 level, and we also have a buy breaker block down here that we really, really need to hold for a second time, right? Because we had one time over here, very deep stab into the breaker block, but we reversed nicely. So we don't like these zones to be mitigated like twice, right? Because then it is very possible that this zone might not hold over here, right? Because you're getting so many taps into it that it is starting to show that it might be weak. So this could mean that gold could really do us one and come back down like very, very seriously. But how are we gonna get clues to that? Where we're gonna get clues if price starts dropping over here, let's say takes the mini liquidity or even the daily liquidity, right, and then comes back up and rejects clearly from the 0.5, then we're going to expect potentially that price is going to drop below 3,124 levels for gold, which is going to be absolutely insane. But what I can tell you is, if I want to short gold, yes, there is a short setup over here for gold, so I'm going to be looking for shorts. And if you're thinking, oh well, if I'm going to short gold, I'm going to short silver as well, think twice, because like I said, silver is stronger, so that would mean that you're gonna get the biggest short on gold instead of silver. Yes, there will be a short on silver, but the short is not going to be as giving as the one that gold is going to give. So, and obviously I think silver is going to create the higher low faster than the gold, and silver is probably going to create a higher low, and then gold is probably going to create a lower low, which is then going to be the signal for me to take long on silver. Does that make sense? It is very, very simple like that, you guys. So your bias is that silver is stronger than gold, right? So you want to be watching silver and what silver does when gold takes this low, right? When gold takes this low, and when gold potentially, if it does, takes this low down here, because that is going to be when silver creates instead a higher high, and you want to be long silver, because long silver is going to be giving the bigger returns in that case. So that is pretty much what I'm looking at in terms of gold and silver this week. Yes, I did have a brave look at copper as well. Copper is looking quite fine. Copper is going to be the one thing that is going to be used so much to create this AI chips. Now we have this change right now that's happening, and I've been like educating myself on AI a lot, and I recommend you do the same, you guys. But yeah, they're building huge spaces to be able to hold the power that is needed for the AIs to work, and all these chips to work. They need copper. So I think copper is going to be something that is going to be valued very, very much higher than what you guys are seeing right now. So yeah, it's going to be actually generational if we manage to catch some buys here on copper, right? What else can we look at? Let's look at the VIX. Now, guys, I tried warning you, and I'm giving you the warning again for VIX. Very, very, very important. Now, VIX is basically the fear gauge in the market. VIX is the fear gauge in the market. It is going to show us what is the current volatility. Now, when you're looking at VIX, I don't like my hair this morning. When you're looking at VIX, sorry, I'm just being a girl. When you're looking at VIX, you want to be very, very cautious when the VIX is coming. No. When VIX is coming down to levels such as this one, because that is going to potentially mean that we're going to get some very volatile data come in, or news or something like that, that could be very, very crazy or scary, and then the VIX might start exploding from here to the upside, because these are levels down here that we're reaching now on VIX that usually we get spikes from, right? So look at the level that we are right now. Spikes. So yes, I do want to caution you for that, and I want you to keep very close attention. Thank you, Crypto Love. Yes, Boruto, VIX is waiting Wednesday. So all of these things are important to look at. Let's have a look quickly at crude oil. Crude oil coming back at a buy zone, actually. So coupled with the VIX and all of the other confluences, it might really be a buy down here for oil, to be fair with you guys. Not to mention also the double liquidity that we have here on a weekly. The clear rejection here from once we've taken the lows, we have found support, and then we're seeing up here this. So yeah, that could be also very very telling. Gabby, do you think if AI is so big, what are the next things that will boom like copper? Could they be energy, power, or digital infrastructure connectivity, which has to connect all the AI data centers? Very good point, Double A Ron. It could be. To be fair, I haven't done the entire research, but yes, I do know that copper is going to be definitely the one thing that is going to make big returns. To be fair, I've been interested mainly in defensive stocks for the past 2 quarters. In fact, that was my main interest besides crypto. And crypto was not that interesting for a long time. So I've been looking at defensive, and they've done quite well. But yeah, for AI, copper. I don't know what else is needed. Really, I'm not that educated on the subject, to be fair, but maybe you're right. Energy, power, I don't know. Digital infrastructure, connectivity, all of these things we need to look at. All of these things we need to look at. All right, so a NASDAQ real quick, in my opinion, right, it still has more space to the upside. On a weekly time frame, we're looking over here, we've created a little bit of a gap for today. So this is pretty much, to me, you know, it's going to be a slow grind. Remember, all of the people that are trading NASDAQ, you know, S&P 500, they are so afraid of a pullback right now. They're like constantly looking for a pullback. And I've seen this with this kind of markets for so many years, happening over and over again, right? The market can stay irrational for way longer than you can stay solvent. So, you know, a lot of people on the first news data release, on whatever happens, they will try to short the market. So that's why I am using my tools, which I'm going to teach you. Again, scroll the video down, you guys, and sign up for my trading strategy course waitlist, because I'm going to teach you these things and how to find the levels that I find, because I'm not planning to short NASDAQ until at least we reach $24,600. And, you know, it might be a very slow grind up until then with a little bit of a pullback, but that is what I'm looking for this asset over here. So it's very, very important, you know, that you understand that the market can stay irrational for a very, very long time, because a pullback is extremely due. All of the confluences are aligning, and I do understand that this week might be that as well. Let's look on the monthly time frame actually over here. Monthly is like, it could still explode. Like just look at the previous monthly candles, right? Just look at them. You have a monthly candle over here from the previous month, almost 8% candle, right? This month you're looking at 4.5% candle. So it could really explode and be another 7 to 8% candle this month, and then pull back a little bit to close with a little bit of a wick, if any. So yeah, still bullish on that. Oh, thank you. That's very kind. So yeah, that's it for today, you guys. Like I said, do we need to repeat for Bitcoin real quick? We're waiting for the Monday time frame to develop. Ideally, we would like for price to drop a little bit down over here by the end of Monday trading or afternoon New York session. I would like to see that drop a little bit here, down here, right? Then a little bit up, maybe price trades to the 0.236. That's when I will be loading up with buys if we have the true week open developing in that area down here in between 118, or even not 118, right? Like if it develops anywhere between 1,800 1,900 is going to be fine for me to maintain my bullish bias on the overall. Which charts are you thinking are looking good, Gabby? That's a good question. Of course, XRP has always been one of my favorites. Very strong over here, respecting the buy zones to the T that we drew last week. So, you know, essentially, again, same thing. You're trading between levels. That's why I don't want to go through all the outs, because once I go through like Ethereum, Solana, and Bitcoin, it's pretty much the same for the rest of the market. It just depends like which outs are you looking at, in a way, like which outs are strong and which outs are weak. So, for example, XRP is one of the strongest outs that we have out there. But again, you're looking at you know, at a sell setup, right? You're looking at a sell setup over here. You have a sell for value gap. Well, that's not a sell zone, but that's a, you know, FVG. I'm not going to pull up the indicators right now, but you can see it with my indicators. So price is trading right now in, you know, after an aggressive pullback, respected our first buy zone, respected our second buy zone. price is pulling back now, and it's within a sell zone, right? So essentially you have a sell setup and you have a buy setup. So what are you going to do? Well, you have to wait, right? You have to wait. There is no other way. But that's what I said to you guys. XRP is one of the strongest ones. Yes. You guys, make sure you like the video if you haven't. And again, I really appreciate you being here. We're running now for 40 minutes. But yeah, I think this is going to be for today. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some food. And Stanimir is saying that H bar is the best. Yes, H bar is also one of the coins that is looking fine. But yeah, really appreciate you guys. Again, go and check everything in the description box on how you can join Discord. All these things you can find in the description box of this video. Let's see if I can do that again over here. No, it's not coming. All right, well, I'll see you guys in the next one.